Joy Taylor, you are the resident Miami Dolphins fan. You gave out T-shirts you gave out Dolphins jerseys at the start of the week. You remember that?
She took it back.
Yeah, I know. So you didn't really get it.
I thought her brother signed it.
I thought she did too. So Joy starts off this week handing out, you get a jersey, you get a jersey, you get a jersey. It was Joy's Oprah moment. And then we had to give them all back. Anyway, Joy, will this weekend change your opinion on the Dolphins?
I think depending on how this game goes, it very well could. Now, I say this with a lot of trauma because I've seen the Dolphins have strong starts to seasons in the past, and it hasn't quite ended up the way that we projected them to. But I am hoping that this is a different situation. Obviously, I speak from a lot of experience as a Dolphins fan that you guys don't have to speak from, so you don't have to be as apprehensive as I am. But I love that this game is this weekend. I love that the Dolphins and Bills are playing this weekend off of the wins that they both had. Because not only is it a division game, but it is really a great measuring game for where both of them really are. Because if the Bills beat the Dolphins convincingly on the road, I think that will separate the Bills from the rest of the AFC. If the Dolphins are able to beat the Bills, I think that will change the opinion that a lot of people have about where this organization really is. Because even after the win last week, and in some ways it is fair because it was an extreme stat line for Tua. I mean, 6 touchdowns is an extreme stat line for any quarterback. People aren't necessarily convinced that that's what the Dolphins really are. To me, that win last week was even more impressive than a blowout win. Because when a team can be down during a game or even during a game and come back from a deficit, that shows me that you, one, make adjustments, that you have good coaching, and that you're able to come together. You're really a team. You don't let the despair set in. You don't let the, whatever is out of reach set in. So it was a great win for the Bills, obviously a dominant win, and a very powerful win for the Dolphins last week. So I love that they're meeting this weekend.
Can this game change your opinion of the Miami Dolphins? What would it take to change your opinion of the Dolphins?
It can change my opinion, I think, with the Dolphins, just because see how the game goes, the flow of the game. If they're going and they're competing, right, they're making plays, converting on third downs, battling back, I would love to see that. I think that they're even better than I thought they were, right?
You currently think they're better than you thought they were?
If they go out there and they play well, right, and they compete back and forth with the Bills, I would feel like they're better than I thought they were.
Got you.
I'm not saying they got to win the game because it's a divisional game. I mean, anything can happen with divisional games. You see them twice a year, you know their tendencies and et cetera. And then on Buffalo's side, they're a really, really good team. And I think they're a lot closer than what people think. I think if you look at the talent on both sides, Miami has just as much talent as Buffalo, right? So Buffalo's probably a better team.
Excluding quarterback? Or you say even you factor in quarterback?
Everything. Like Josh Allen is better than Tua.
Of course.
Right? So, but for the Dolphins, Tua is good enough to get the job done. That's all you need in football. So my thing is, if they go in there and they compete and they just show me a good game, not a blowout, because you look at all the games, Buffalo, they blow out the 2 opponents. They blow them out. They come in here in this game against Dolphins and they play well and they play hard and they compete. I think it'd be better for all of us, our opinions about the Dolphins.
What would it take to change your opinion of the Dolphins?
Well,
Can they?
It's ironic because I was here last week saying the Dolphins could change my opinion of them with a win against Baltimore. And they did. I was like, okay, y'all belong in the, I'll be honest, I was like, y'all belong in the wild card conversation. Now you get a chance to completely change that opinion because this is the top dog right now. This is the team that looks like they're playing Madden. The Bills look like they need to have the difficulty cranked up, bump the bumpers up to all Madden because it's too easy for them. So if they are able to do this, it carries a lot of weight for me when you're able to beat a team that has staying power. Like if you can remember the Bengals beat the Chiefs in the regular season last year, and it opened a lot of eyes. It matters when you can beat a team that's there year after year. Now, I'm not going to jump to conclusions because this is a beat-up Bills team. Their defense, the whole defense is on the injury report. They're not going to have half their secondary. So I'm not sitting here saying this will mean everything. But if you are capable of beating a team like the Bills, it means a lot, and it will change. I mean, now I'm thinking, okay, can these guys win the division?
If you're capable of beating Josh Allen, truth be told, regardless of who he has out there, then the whole world has to take you seriously. Dolphins, you got the attention of us, so see what you do with it.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.